he, in Israel, went to the Hebrew University. And I imagine in Poland, you know, he was 16 when he came here, so I imagine he went to a gymnasium or, you know, I don't know if he actually went to a religious school. The family was observant, but I don't know if they were Orthodox or ultra-Orthodox. We grew up in a very secular home. Celebrated holidays, were very, you know, made to know Yiddish culture, and but not deeply religious. We never observed a kosher home, and my dad made me learn Yiddish. I had to go to an Aberdeen Yiddish school, which was a socialist school at the time, and I had to go a couple of days a week when I was young. And I could read and write Yiddish, and I understand it. I'm rusty at it now, but I understand it. And I had to go a couple of days a week, and then I had to come home on every Saturday morning. I had to sit down and write a letter to my grandmother in Yiddish. He made sure that I knew how to do that, and that she received a letter from me every week. And then I went on to a Yiddish middle school when I was 12 or 13. I had to go Saturday morning. My teacher was a woman by the name of Apatasha. Her husband was a Yiddish writer, was a colleague of my dad, and her son was David Apatasha, the actor who starred in Exodus. And that I remember. And when I was in the Aberdeen Middle School, I must have been 10 or 11 years old. I played in a Shalom Aleichem play, and I was Mutl, dressed up as a boy. I remember.
My father, well, they, as Ruth said, they were secular, and we were brought up that way. We had very strong roots from my father and my mother about tradition and
Yes.
Jewish values and how important education was. And I too went to a Yiddish school. And as a kid, I was a younger one, so I was almost embarrassed by it. I was. I remember taking family walks with my parents, and they'd be speaking Yiddish, and I would walk in front as a kid, say to myself, why don't they speak English, you know? And as I got older and started to appreciate what our roots were and where that came from, that changed dramatically. So it's really important now to see what happened and how Yiddish developed and all the wonderful culture that it represents in the world.